if you want to see some real cringe on this entire Martha's Vineyard and just generally flying immigrants, busing immigrants around stunt, I have video for you today of Fox News sending, listen, I don't know who speaks Spanish at Fox News. I don't know who they have that speaks Spanish, but one guy that multiple times has been sent to speak Spanish to migrants is a reporter named Griff Jenkins. That's not the guy on the screen right now. This is Steve Doocy, who's going to cut to Griff Jenkins. It's hard to think of a more cringy video throughout the last couple weeks of this immigrant Martha's Vineyard, Washington, D.C. busing airplane fiasco than this video. Venezuelan migrants, mostly Venezuelan migrants, not all, were, quote, interviewed by Griff Jenkins, and he can barely speak Spanish. He has no idea what they're saying. The migrants can barely understand his Spanish. It almost seems like a parody. Take a look at this.
From our southern border have just arrived outside Vice President Kamala Harris's residence at the Naval Observatory in Washington, D.C.
By the way, this is also part of the stunt, right? Send a bus of migrants right to where Kamala Harris lives. This doesn't help anyone. This is just a stunt.
Griff Jenkins is live on the scene to tell us more. Griff, is that Massachusetts Avenue that I'm looking at right there?
Yeah, good morning, Steve, Anthony, and Brian. This bus just arrived moments ago. I talked to some of the folks. Apparently, this bus has come from Del Rio, Texas. That's what a gentleman on the bus told me. And these, pardon me, ¿de dónde eres?
So that way, if you missed what that was de dónde eres. And even if you speak Spanish, it's like, what is he saying? What he's trying to ask is, ¿de dónde eres? Where are you from? That's the question. De dónde eres? Sounds more like a Kanye album.
De Venezuela.
Venezuela? ¿Habla inglés?
No.
Okay, so he asks, she says she's from Venezuela, asks if she speaks English, she says no.
Sí, no? No? La presidenta Harris dice que frontera cerrado.
Okay, so when he says there, frontera cerrado, what he means is the border is closed. Kamala Harris said the border is closed. Now, I don't know whether it's reasonable to think that Venezuelan migrants who have been on a bus for a whole bunch of time and coming through Mexico and all these things, that they would necessarily be up on the latest declarations from Kamala Harris. So the entire thing is bad faith, but here's the answer.
La frontera es cerrado or abierto?
Abierto.
Abierto.
Okay, so he asks, is the border open or closed? And she says, it's open. And this is supposed to be some kind of gotcha moment.
What's she saying, Steve? I asked her if Vice President Harris says that the border is closed. She says it's open as we see these migrants coming across now. We're not sure how many there are. We do know that, according to Texas Governor Abbott's office, there have been about 7,900. Pardon me, do you speak English? ¿Habla inglés?
No, amigo.
¿De dónde eres?
Venezuela.
Okay, so another individual correctly identifying de dónde eres as where are you from and says he's from Venezuela.
Venezuela? Everybody from todos Venezuela?
Sí, venimos prácticamente de Venezuela, un país muy duro.
Yep. So Griff asks, is everybody on the bus from Venezuela? And the guy says, yeah, mostly, it's a really difficult situation in Venezuela right now.
En realidad, queríamos ya salir de allá, tenemos días viajando. Migración también nos ha jodido mucho en México, pero lo que queremos es triunfar, queremos evolucionar, queremos tener de todo, queremos.
So what this gentleman is explaining, and Griff Jenkins has absolutely no idea what's being said, and this would be the most interesting thing to translate, is, yes, it's been a really difficult trip. We've been traveling for days. They kind of screwed us in Mexico. And we want to be here. We want to do things. We want to work, I believe he said. This would actually be relevant to translate, but of course, they're not actually set up for that.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, buena suerte. So I'm not going to be able to translate all of that, and I wouldn't even try because it wouldn't look good on live TV, but...
Yeah, he has no idea what the guy said.
As you can see, they're coming across here, all of these migrants. It appears to be at least 20 or so at this point. We have 2 buses. So what I was saying was, we know from Governor Abbott's office, there have been about 7,900 migrants on over 190 buses coming to D.C., more than 2,200 on more than 40 buses to New York, and of course, about 5 buses to Chicago with a little over 300 migrants.
Let's see if we can get one more interview in, Griff, because they're just so good.
¿De dónde eres?
Buenos
¿De dónde eres?
días, ¿cómo está?
¿De dónde eres?
No, no entiendo, no inglés.
So he says, I don't understand English, which is really funny because Griff appears to be trying to speak Spanish. And this guy's like, I don't speak English.
¿Habla inglés?
No, no, no.
Okay. Hola. ¿Cómo estás?
Bien.
Now he's talking to a kid. Now he starts talking to a kid, at which point I'm going to cut the interview. It seems like a parody. It is important to mention, if all these folks are really coming over, it kind of seems to prove Trump didn't really build the wall, right? I mean, he claims he built it, and yet, of course, the wall could be defeated with $100 in supplies from a Home Depot, as we learned. So no great deterrent if it were built, but it wasn't. But Trump claims it was, and yet these folks are still here. So just another one of these pathetic displays. Get an actual Spanish-speaking reporter who can translate. You know, the thing about it is, if you're going to try to communicate in Spanish and you're going to struggle, that's okay, as long as then you have the ability to understand and explain what these folks are saying. Because the guy there who told the story of how they came to be in the U.S., traveling for days, Mexican immigrant, all these different things. If you don't speak Spanish, you have no clue what the guy said, and Griff Jenkins just laughs it off by saying, I'm not going to try to translate all that. These people are pathetic, and it's disgusting. Let me know what you think. Find me on Twitter at @dpacman. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. Plastic is everywhere we look, and not enough is being done about it. 100 billion plastic bags are used and thrown away every year, but you can help make a change. Our sponsor, Hold On, makes trash and kitchen bags that are heavy-duty, plant-based, non-toxic, and 100% home compostable, which means they break down in weeks rather than decades. They don't fill up our landfills. They don't pollute our oceans. Their Zip Seal kitchen bags come in sandwich or gallon bag sizes to fit your needs. And the best part about Hold On bags is they work. I use them at home. They're just as good as all of the name brand bags. You fill them up, they stretch, and they don't break. Everybody uses trash bags and freezer bags. If you care about the planet, you can do something by using Hold On bags instead, and it's a really easy way to do your part. To shop plant-based bags and replace single-use plastics all over your home, go to holdonbags.com and you'll save 20% with the code PACMAN at checkout. The link is down below.